AD, I haven't posted the other video yet, but I'll do a part 2 because I didn't quite get to finish. But what makes you the loser that you are? What makes you think that I don't have the right to ask my workplace the question of, hey, did you guys drive me crazy or did I drive myself crazy? Which one is it? Can we all sit together and figure it out? Because, well, you might want to prove that I'm crazy. And you might want to make sure that you don't lie. Because I wouldn't lie, AD. Not in times like these, bud. Not at all. Want to hear about my day today? You know why? You want to hear why I don't think too highly of humans? Because I have to be truthful, right? So my father-in-law's a worker. Her and the father-in-law are outside most of the day today. It was nice here. She comes in, takes him to the bathroom, comes back out, sees that I'm watching a video. A Russell Brand video. Now, keep in mind, I've already had some conversations with this woman where she's tried to make me sound like an idiot, and I try and ask her to show me where she's right, and she just says she doesn't want to talk about it. So you gotta keep that in mind. So I don't even talk to her anymore. Other than good morning, or we talk about old Charles. That's it. Well, she decides to say today, do you think Russell Brand's guilty? So, of course, I go to give her my opinion. And right off the bat, she doesn't like it. And she stops me from giving my opinion. So I'm like, no, Nikki, you asked for my opinion. I'd like to give it to you. So here's my opinion, Nikki. There's no victims yet. Nobody's face has been shown. Nobody's come out and said, hey, he did this. From what I'm hearing, the circumstances are from like 10 to 17 years ago. From a guy who says, admittedly, was addicted to drugs and sex. And it just so happens to be that he's exposing a lot of truths in the world by bringing facts, stats, and evidence. So if there was a mean, vicious system trying to keep us people from getting the right information, they might want to stop that person. But he hasn't been charged yet, Nikki, and well, they're already trying to take all his money away from him. YouTube's not paying him. I mean, that's where most of his subs are. Cripple him financially. But here's the other deal, AD. I think it's also more of a spiritual attack, too. They want Russell to question himself on his past. See, I think I know something about spiritual awakenings and the kinds of spiritual attacks that people will throw at you based on their own fear. You're a scaredy little bitch, AD. Scared like a little girl. You run away from that big bag, Klaus Schwab, wouldn't you? He fucking scares you for some reason. And then you're gonna come back and say something really fucking witty. Carl, you got demons. You're the problem. The world's fucked up because of people like you. Sorry, AD. It's fucked up because of sheep like you. You American hero, you. Come at me and fucking. You're nothing like me, AD. You ain't got a set of balls to save your fucking life, bud. Anyways, in the first video, I started talking about the Azov Battalion or whatever. That interview where Zelensky doesn't speak English and he has a translator. Anyways, they ask him about the Azov. Like, this is the response that he gets, and fucking Cupcake Reporter lets him off. Yes, there was an Azov Battalion, and, well, some of them went to jail or were punished or some stupid thing, but most of them, we circulated them in with our regular army. You'd think the reporter would ask, why would you put them in with everybody else so they could spread their hate? Like, you know that they are full of hate. And Ukraine doesn't want hate. They want democracy. I mean, you can't have democracy with freaking Nazis fucking running around there, Zelensky. But everybody wants to tell me that Zelensky's the good guy because he's the Jewish guy. Yeah, Hitler was a Jewish fellow too. But hey, AD, you always forget that Hitler was the man of the year for the Americans. Was it once or was it twice? I don't know. Maybe, I know Stalin was the man of the year as well. Maybe he was twice and Hitler was once, or maybe it was Hitler twice and him once. Who knows? Can you imagine? Men of the year in America causing such chaos and destruction later on, eh? How could we have been so wrong? Anyways, I thought that was funny that the reporter didn't even bat an eye at it. Hey, yeah, we broke the Azov Battalion. We put them in with the rest of the army so they could grow their hate. Like, they're still not communicating, Zelensky. Like, you putting them in, and they're not. Like, oh, man. And, like, you know, we just had this debacle with the speaker bringing a Nazi into the House of Commons here in Canada. And guess what we do? We make a black guy the speaker. Oh, man. This movie is fucked up. See, that's the thing. Like, people want to say that I'm crazy or whatever. This is a bad movie. These are just questions to you, AD. Answer me where I'm wrong, please. Don't just say I have demons and I need to get a fucking hobby, because you need to get a fucking soul, brother. Like, do you not care? Don't you have children? You're gonna put your children in private school so they fucking don't have to deal with this fentanyl mess going around, or this this agenda thing, or what, buddy? Like, I don't know. Anyways, hey, I'm gonna get back to Nikki. So we had the whole hot Russell Brand, and I asked her. I said, "What do you think?" And she actually came back and, well, I don't know. And then she's like, again, and she kind of probably should have known my answer, but she says again, to throw in my face, she says, "You don't like Trump, do you, Carl?" I said, "Well, why don't you tell me where he's bad, Nikki? Because obviously you don't like him." And she goes, "I shouldn't have to tell you. If anybody's dumb enough or stupid enough, I don't even want them in my life. They're that dumb to like Trump." And I said to her, I said, "Well, Nikki, why don't you tell me what it is about Trump that you don't like?" Well, she came up with grab him by the pussy. And I mean, that is what it is, right? I mean, when you have lots of money, I guess you can grab him by the pussy. Look at what's his nuts, that movie guy that I can't even remember his name, that slime bag, Weinstein. Look at what he was doing. That wasn't even money. That was just because he could hold people's careers hostage. All that power Harvey had. What would you do with all that power, AD? What would you do? We know that if your buddy's girlfriend hit on you, you wouldn't tell your buddy. But would you want your buddy to tell you if your wife hit on him? But your wife wouldn't do that, right? But would your buddy tell you? If he wouldn't, that'd make him kind of a slime bag, wouldn't it? So why wouldn't you tell him you're a slime bag, AD? And you cause any troubles? Well, maybe you're stopping some troubles, because maybe if she's willing to fuck around with a tard like you, maybe she's willing to fuck around with someone else, and maybe you should tell your buddy. Because remember, you think that your wife wouldn't do something like that to you. Maybe he's thinking the exact same thing. It'd be the right thing to do, I mean, if it was your friend and all. I mean, it'd be just the right thing to do in general, but I know, AD, those things don't come to your head very well. Anyways, back to Nikki again. I know I go off, and so the whole Trump thing, that kind of pissed me off. I'm like, well, show me where he's a racist, and I'll show you where he's not. Like, if you think I'm a retard, I want to give you this opportunity to prove to me that I'm a retard. You know what I mean, Nikki? Because, I can show you where Biden's a racist. He basically says don't mix the kids in school. He was the one that was against gay marriage. Now all of a sudden he's like, mutilate all the children's genitals and let them be the gender they want to be. But hey, I'm just like, hey, Nikki, want to go over it? My wife's on this big kick where she thinks that Trump's into his daughter or something like that. Well, I was like, do you have any proof? There's proof that there's a diary. And by evidence, you know that it's Biden's daughter. And there's talks of being in showers with dad. Oh. And we as the people think that this man should still be in charge. But you don't care because the laptop of lies doesn't bother you very much. But the fact that he sniffs everybody doesn't fucking bother you at all. The fact that he can't put a sentence together doesn't fucking bother you at all. The fact that he's trying to put fucking, can you imagine? Have you seen that court stuff with Trump? It's pretty crazy, eh? They're trying to get him on a loan that's already paid off. The bank got all their money back, plus what they wanted to make on the deal. Does it even make sense, AD? Does this, it looks like a clown show. You know what I mean, AD? You're part of the clown show to me. How a man wouldn't stand up and say, hey, Carl, I can see what you're kind of saying, but instead I'm going to tell you got demons. And, well, when I'm headed to hell, I'm going to say, well, maybe I should have listened to Carl a little bit. Maybe he was onto something. Maybe I wasn't quite grasping the concept of, Jesus. Because it simply states that he is the truth. So therefore he is the way. You know what I mean, AD? Anyways. Well, on the whole Trump thing again, you gotta admit, he is sharp. Remember when Trump came out and he said, Obama's not even an American citizen. Have him show his citizenship. Make him prove it. I'll give you $1 million to any charity he wants. And Obama didn't have to do it. Turns out the documents are fake. Like, you check this out for yourself. You go and see if there's been an inquiry into those documents. Like, for realsies. Check it out. Like, you had a president that wasn't even an American. And you guys want to make fun of Canadian. But then again, our prime minister might be half Cuban. That's how bad this clown show is. Like, it's ridiculous, AD. Like, I look at clowns like you guys now, and I'm just like, how the fuck do you guys even get around? Like, you don't know enough to, like, hey, hey, I don't want this future of bug eating and lab meat and, hey, you're poisoning my air, the water. You're burning all the fucking shit that makes oxygen so I can breathe. I might want to raise my hand and say, hey, can we get the real news from the news? Can we turn the fake news into real news? Or they're going to go down for treason, spend the rest of their filthy little avatar lives in jail, hopefully searching for their souls. But I thought that was funny. Old Trumper calling Obama right from the get-go. But everybody made fun of Trump for doing that because Obama's one of the best presidents you guys ever had. But he's not fucking, he's so fake he won't even tell people he's a homo. He's a crack smoker. These are not my words. I believe that the man telling these stories is not lying. He has me convinced. So, hey, it's his fault, not mine. And Michael does look a lot like Michelle. So that's like, if Obama was into trans, don't you think he'd be transparent and fucking tell the people who he was and what he was into? Shouldn't we love him for who he is and who he's not? You know what I mean? Like, do you want to show me where I might be wrong, AD? That Michelle Michael thing? Because that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? And then they talk about clones all the time. Maybe we could get the Nose to do an expose about that, because there's that rapper, he goes on about Clonaid, and the owner of Clonaid is one of his friends, and they're currently in court about doing a clone a way long time. Maybe they could actually go to Clonaid and find out what the fuck's going on. They could talk to this rapper and see if he's talking out his ass or he's just trying to make up stories so he can sell some music. You know, maybe we could get the truth out of some people. You know, wouldn't it be nice to find out if there were clones? Like, if we were being deceived, you know what I mean, AD? But you got this closed mind where, like, that could never happen because I'm fucking AD and I'm so smart and I couldn't be deceived by the devil. Well, he's got you by the brain, AD, and you might want to fucking tell him to get the fuck out and stop being such a scared little pussy and tell George Soros to suck your dick. Listen. They're coming after our kids, man. And you can see how they're doing it in Canada. Because not only are we giving all this money to the United Nations, to the WHO, $22 million to the WEF, And then on top of that, because we are, we give money to His Majesty. We send money over to England to His Majesty. We're just being a good kinger. Holy fuck. And we're sending money to Ukraine, and we're throwing money at a whole, well, our government pays like some of these people. I wonder if they pay Antifa. Because I know some of these people that go out there and, well, they've admittedly said that they get paid by the government. I have TikToks where they say that. But our government, like, they're giving away, like, cheap daycare now. You can drop your kids off so you can go work, and I hope people are checking out the daycare agendas, because I seen something. I don't know if the girl was talking the truth, but it was all about inclusion and, you know, making sure everybody feels good with their gender and stuff like that. And also in the midst of all of this, on top of that, and I know my wife, like this might not be real or whatever. I have a real thing with fluoride, and they say that what we're doing to the teeth is actually harm. But now we're giving kids free dental in Canada. Like, they're really pushing that. They're gonna make sure all the kids are all fluoride up, looked after. You know what I mean, AD? We're providing daycare. The people are starving. Can't afford to feed their families. Because they know that parents want to go to work, and they want to give their kids the best life that they can with all the things that they can buy them, and let the important things slide by as long as it gives them all the material shit they need. But if there's a shitty future coming, put the blinders on and, well, buy them something nice and you can feel good about it. AD, answer this. What's your take on the whole border thing? Fentanyl. How would you feel if your children became one of the ones every 11 minutes? Who would you blame? Would you be the victim? Or if you could do something now, would you do it? But would you actually have to know for sure that fentanyl problem would affect one of your kids? Would you do something then? If you could see into the future, you could make it stop, would you? This has to be your kids. You can't think about other kids, right? Kids going to try weed for the first time. Dead. Just dead. Like, it makes me, like, I call you a pussy, but then I'm like this is a man that says he joined the fucking military. You think you gotta be willing to die? See, you go to combat, and you know your combat was for bullshit. But you wouldn't be willing to die to actually protect your country against the system that's coming after your kids? Like, let me know where I'm wrong anywhere you want, AD, because, like, I want to understand properly. Like, if I'm malfunctioning, I want to get the right information so I function properly. You know what I mean? Like, your buddy Dagburn's in a lot of trouble too. Like, he talks a lot about God. Like, honestly, like, what fucking gives you guys the right to talk about anything? To give your opinions about how fucking Ryan's a drug using piece of shit. But he didn't have the right to talk about the fucking Kiely Rodni case. We all have the right to say whatever we want. But we also gotta watch what our mouths say, because sometimes we might have to pay. But I don't think it's with money we should have to pay with. If we're being an idiot, we should be exposed and embarrassed by the losers that we are. But see, here's the thing. Like, at any time, as soon as Ryan said that the Kiely Rodni was fake, those parents could have got a hold of Ryan and made him look stupid and said, come over, spend the night in Kylie's bedroom, hanging with their friends. Won't you find out how fake she is? But they couldn't do that because they want to sit in their victimhood because it'll pay off for them. Because, listen, if you don't know AD, there's been a lot of sketchy fucks in that whole thing. Right down to the, what is it, CF Investigates or whatever the fuck that guy's name was. To the tow truck driver. To the morons that found her. Some fishy with them. Xaname's not fishy. Ronnie Jones. That would have been easy to clear up right off the bat. Hey, get back online with your two fucking cousins and just tell the story. Like, it's all sketchy. But the sketchiest part of it all is that none of you fucking care. You all came after Ryan. While Fucknuts has got Weekend Gangbanger in his fucking DMs. And no one gave a fuck. And when Ryan asked him about it, he got so defensive. You're crazy. You're on drugs. We're concerned about you. You have problems, Ryan. Even your little fucktard buddy, Psychobabble, stuck up and tried fucking gangbanging. This is what it means. Like, you stupid fucks think you're gonna get away with this forever, acting like complete fucking retards, and God would let you get away with it? Are you fucking stupid, AD? You're all fucking stupid. Johnny Dagburn went after Ryan Upchurch. Can we not agree on that? Right? Right? Can we not agree on that? He started it with Ryan. But no, not really, because he tried exposing Ryan. But the guy that said the shit came clean and said that, well, maybe he did it to himself. Was that not the case? But Dagburn continued, right? And then that's when Ryan found all the old videos. Like, don't you find it weird that Johnny Dagburn had imaginary conversations with Upchurch? You don't think there's something not fucking sparking right in fucking old Dagburn's head? Dude, did you have conversations with people that you don't have conversations with, that's a little psychopathic. He's living in a fucking fantasy, just like you, AD. Thinking you're walking with God, brother. Working for God is hard. It takes sacrifice, embarrassment, and willing to do whatever it takes, AD. And well, you're not, dude. You're not. You don't do the right things. I'll point them out to you. And you can point out to me where I'm wrong and where I have my demons. Because the problem is I let my demons out. And it comes out in the form of truth. Back at the demons they deserve to be with. That'd be you, AD. And Marwood Meadow and the police and the hospital. And see, I'm not a victim, bud. I know my reality. It sounds a little silly to say that all these fucking, the system's all fucked up and all these people don't think right. And that I'm supposed to think that I'm the only one that's thinking right. But I'm thinking that if I want the children to be safe and no one else does, I'm one of the only ones thinking right. You know what I mean? Plus, I see these dirtbag TWEFs. The adults don't have a good looking future neither, dude. Not at all. Not at all. Like, it's like, dude. Humans are so pathetic. I was thinking today I did this video before. Like, I remember. I'm like so excited about starting high school and having a new start. And I remember, like, I had the problem with the bus and the girl. And then, like, it's just, like, all these small little problems that I just remember. Because there's this guy, one of my best friends used to live down the street, and he was friends with this guy, Doug Jarvie. And Doug told him I was an idiot. Based on something that happened in kindergarten or grade 1. I can't remember. Because apparently I was stealing stuff out of his lunch or something like that. Because I remember it because it was like my first like first gym classes and fucking Doug Jarvie's in there. You know what I mean? And I remember what a piece of shit he made me feel like because he did that right in front of everybody. Told everybody it was a piece of shit and he used to steal his fucking lunches in fucking grade 1. Instead of realizing, hey, Doug, you're the fucking piece of shit. First off, AD, honestly, I don't remember if I fucking took anything from his fucking lunch. I don't think I did. I think he had me mixed up with someone else. But anyways, I'm thinking if I did, it might have been because I didn't have any food for myself, but I wouldn't have stolen. Like, I don't remember doing it. But anyways, you would think you would get over it by high school. You would think like, I mean, maybe other kids don't get to have fucking all the shit that I get to have. And I'll take it to high school with me. I'll hang on to that hate. You took my fucking ho-ho, Carl. That's how fucking ridiculous and fucking stupid the world is, man. Like, can you believe that? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, why do you get an opinion to say whatever you want and Upchurch doesn't? Like, you can tell me whatever you want about me. It only inspires me to tell you the truth about you and make you fucking prove what you say. But you never do. It's always demons. Get a priest. Get a hobby. AD. You should use Massengill on that little pussy of yours. But hey, do you think Psychobabble loves you as much as he loves Casey? Do you think Psychobabble would nail your woman? Give her a piece of the alpha? Oh man. I'm tired of this. I'm so tired. I need to do something. I need to do something to change. Can't keep doing the same old with the same old people and expect the same results. Obviously, anybody who's watching my channel isn't really get what I'm saying. Or maybe they are. Maybe they're spies. Maybe they know all about me, AD. Maybe you know all about me. Maybe you're a paid actor. Who knows? Maybe I'm in like that show, The Good Place. You ever seen that? Where they think that they make them think that they're in the good place, they're in heaven, but they're really in hell. They're trying to torture them. Anyways, trying to torture me, AD. Huh? You're not really this stupid, are you? Like, you're not stupid enough to actually tell somebody, hey, I see a problem coming for my children. My fellow men are going to fight wars that are fucking absolute fucking stupidity. They're coming back with mental problems because they can't figure out what the fuck. They thought they were doing the right thing. They can't figure out what the fuck. PTSD is not a good time, AD. Not a good fucking time at all. And I can't imagine what they're going through because I didn't have to see anybody get killed other than myself. But that was worth it. To be reborn? Oh, baby. Now, I'd probably do it all over again. But this is what makes me feel sorry for you guys. Like, you've only got to see part of it. I've had a lot of tears, a lot of fucking curled up and fucking. That's what I mean. Like, when you come to terms with the fact that there's a God, AD, I don't think this is going to go well for humanity. I'm just being honest. I think the version of Jesus that's been taught is not truth. You can't just sit there and go, Jesus, I believe in you. I just want to continue being a complete fucking douchebag. And, well, I'll give some money away to charity. And, well, thanks for everlasting life, Jesus. I don't think she works like that, AD. I think you got to be living in the truth, bro. Anyways, I had stuff written down and I didn't even already get to any of it. Just one more thing. Like, what do you think about my idea? What do you think about it? If we could come up with, like, you know how there was the convoy, we could come up with a national weekend. Like, maybe we can even get started for this upcoming weekend or some coming weekend. Anyways, I'd like to get this done as soon as possible, AD. What do you think if we could, like, North American wide, just ask, stand out front of our news stations and just ask for the truth. Like, don't lie to us about our medicine anymore. We want to know the truth. Were we told to take something that wasn't good for us? Or did we do the right thing? Or were they trying to force us for a reason? And, well, I don't know. I think I'm going to stay off my phone and out of the house at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Just in case. I tried to warn my family, but I tried to ask them not to buy any of those hot hamburgers or whatever, and they told me if they came, they'd buy them. So, what do you do? Hey, just in case, can we just stay off our phones at 2 p.m.? Maybe shut them off for an hour. Shut the TV off. But that's what sucks about this AD, is I think it's real. And that the people that were supposed to love me the most and listen to me, they didn't. But it's almost to the point where I can't cry anymore. Like, there's got to be a certain point where you just say, hey, they've chosen not to talk to you. You've laid out the implications of not talking to you is that they lose you. But here's the deal. I might not be right. I don't want to lose things if I'm living in a fantasy and I can come to the reality that I'm not the good person. But with all the evidence in hand, I don't think that's the case, AD. Feels weird trying to go against the world. But hey, I got some God. So I'll keep fighting, and you can call me a loser, or you can call me whatever you want. I don't care what you think of me. I don't care about what God thinks of me. And if I'm doing the right things, and my family doesn't want to hear what I think the right things are, then that's going to be their loss, right? Do you think I should be able to walk away clean if I'm chosen and not worry about them? Because I begged them, talk to me. You tell me how I've traumatized you. Let's talk about it. That's the only way to get rid of trauma. No, they like the fact that I traumatized them. It's weird. No one wants to talk about God anymore, AD. Just on what they think he is. Keep them in their own little box. So that way they're safe in the box with God. Well, you might want to open your brain, get outside the box, and, well, at least look for the truth. Does not make sense. Facing the truth. Face Jesus. Take up your cross. Anyways, AD. One more thing, dude. Would you do something if it was the right thing to do when it brought you the things that you don't want? Because here's the thing, dude. I know you fuckers are all looking for clout, and you all want this and you all want that, and you all want followers, and you all want people to love you. I just want to find a place and just be alone. But unfortunately, I got work to do for God. So, but I would hope people would leave me alone. You know what I mean? I only want to help. I don't want to have people find their own power, AD. For some reason, you have a problem with that. Don't follow me, bud. Follow the truth. Follow yourself. Become reborn. A child again. Think like a child. Outside the box. Where anything is possible. And as you go along, you learn. And you bring your reality into order. Question everything, AD. Question